turbocharger has become a staple in modern cars. Everything from the soccer mom SUVs to pickup trucks have them. However, it got off to a shaky start in America. Okay, maybe not the turbocharger itself, but the first car it was thrown in swiftly became a flop. Let's take a look back on why and how this happened. In the early 60s, things were totally different. The hippie style was in, the Berlin Wall was constructed, and Americans were steadily eyeing smaller and more efficient European cars. Oldsmobile sort of had the jump on this, with its F85 Cutlass. It was one of the smaller options in the realm of American cars, while still offering the ever-so-desirable V8. However, it wouldn't be an effort by Oldsmobile all on its own. As stated, Americans were wanting more fuel-efficient cars, so Olds looked to the Garrett Corporation, which is now known as Honeywell Aerospace, and together they developed a blower that would become known as the T5. Early on, the troubles would come flying in. While in testing, Oldsmobile engineers found the turbocharger caused serious spark knock, which in some turbo engines causes the air-fuel mixture to pre-ignite and cause a knocking noise. So, in an effort to fix this issue, Olds engineers limited boost pressure at 5 psi, but the engine knocking still remained. So, that's where this water methanol injection system comes into play. It was named turbo rocket fluid, which sounds pretty frickin' awesome if you ask me. The engine was quickly dubbed the Turbo Rocket, borrowing from the magic fluid. The all-aluminum V8 put out 215 horsepower and boosted torque by 30% compared to the non-aspirated version, sitting at 300 pound-feet torque. Producing the block and heads out of aluminum kept the Jetfire lighter and helping it go quick. I know that's not staggering by today's standards, but back then, those were some serious numbers. So, problem solved, right? This rocket fluid would surely fix the issue. Right? Well, that was the case until some owners didn't follow directions. Because if you let the tank run dry, the Jetfire protected itself by entering into a low power mode, where the boost pressure was limited by a butterfly valve. Can you guess what everyone did? Yeah, they forgot to top up the tank. See, boomers, it's not just my generation that's stupid. Droves of Jetfire owners stormed to dealerships complaining about a loss of power. Of course, it was because they hadn't filled the rocket fluid tank. The rocket fluid tank still sounds cool as hell, but it didn't sound cool to many people though, because it reportedly put off prospective customers of the Jetfire, considering it too much of a hassle. Okay, considering the technology we have nowadays, that seems like nothing. The fuel injection system was reportedly erratic too. And, if not that, the turbo rocket engine carried such a high compression ratio that it became the victim of cylinder head failure. Just like my F-150. Anyway, many owners lost patience, and the company ended up retrofitting a 4-barrel carburetor to fix it. It was too little, too late, however, as sadly just 2 years into the project and 9,607 units built, Oldsmobile decided to pull the plug. So, unfortunately, sometimes ideas that are amazing are done at the wrong time. Kind of like the Chrysler Airflow, which I have a video coming up on that soon if you'd like to watch that. Subscribe if you want to see that. I think the Jetfire might fall into this category. However, credit is due to Oldsmobile for being innovative at a time when the American car industry was in a sea of change. Sometimes risks pay off, and sometimes they don't. Kind of like the Ford Edsel. My video to that will be in the comments below. And with that, stay hydrated, take care of yourself and your loved ones, and peace.